Hello, is anybody there?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
I'm
still here.
sorry. Have you just been hanging out?
Yep. Just hanging out.
Oh, all right. Let me go see where everybody else is. Oh, there's Jackie. Okay.
John's on here too.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have told you guys to start. I got caught up in a meeting with Sean, Weisky. So let's call the meeting to order if everybody's still good. It is now 3:21 p.m. on Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. I'll call this meeting of the Englewood Environmental Foundation to order. So Michelle, could you please call the roll, please?
Yes. Director Lowe. Director Underhill
Present.
and Director DeAndre.
Present. We have a quorum. So is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak? I don't see anybody on. We'll just open it in case there is. Okay, I don't see anybody. So we'll move on to approval of minutes. So this would be the minutes from the October 5th, 2021 meeting. Does anybody have any questions on that or any issues or concerns? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Moved by Director Underhill. Jackie is seconding that. So Michelle, could you please take a vote?
Yes. Director Lowe. I don't think we can hear you, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, do you want to say that again, please? We can't hear you very well.
She quit.
Yeah, she just.
When in doubt, log off and log back in.
No, we can't hear you, Jackie. Okay, I'll continue. Director Underhill
Yes.
and Director DeAndre.
And you're on mute too.
Okay,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. All right, so we'll go on to our next item. Floyd Cherokee lot renovation. I think Christina, you had added this one.
I did, yes. The neighborhood reached out to Dave Lee, our open space manager, and was requesting some assistance from Parks. But what came out of that that call, I guess, was it sounded like we needed to do an agreement with EAF needs to allow the neighborhood to use that lot. I just wanted to find out if that was the case, and we need to do an agreement with them. Parks is willing to help them out on developing that lot to be more of a usable space. So I just wanted to check and see if the agreement was done or not, and what the next steps would be.
Yeah, I had researched that a little bit, and because they're not an organized neighborhood group like an LLC or anything like that. There's really no entity that we can have an agreement with.
Okay,
So, well, we can certainly draft something, but it will probably be then between the city and Eve.
got it.
And
Okay.
again, depending on the timing for the dissolution, it may be that it just ends up as city property anyways. So
Okay.
I think if there was something, let's say to go in a sign or some landscaping or something like that, depending on the timing, then we would just have a simple agreement between the city and Eve that would allow for, volunteers through the Parks Department to do something on that lot.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're willing to help them out and get the
Great.
neighbors involved and all that. So I think we want to move in that direction at least, but now's probably not the right time to do the landscaping. It'll probably be early spring, so it buys us a few months, but I'll give an update to Dave Lee and he'll follow up with the neighbors to let them know the status. So.
Yeah, okay, that sounds
Okay.
great.
Perfect, thank
Okay.
you.
So we'll move on to new business with the Armstrong sweeping contract renewal. John, you want to give us a brief overview on that?
Sure. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I am recommending to award contract for Armstrong sweeping for one more year. They've been doing a good job with keeping up with their monthly sweeps and yeah, all indications. I mean, they've been great. They've been responsive. So recommending to renew their contract for an additional 1 year period.
I saw that the amount went up slightly. Did we exceed the 12,000 or are we butting up against that amount for 2021?
We increased it a little bit because of the CPI. We
Okay.
didn't come near it this year, but just in the event. That's the justification behind that.
Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. I think they have been doing a good job. I think having them on a routine basis, especially like the excrement and from the birds in the parking garage, and just again keeping up a good general appearance all through Eve is really important. So it's nice that they're coming in on a regular basis to do that. So I would make a motion to approve this contract renewal with Armstrong sweeping in the amount of $15,000.
I will second that.
Okay. We have a motion with a second. Any further discussion? Okay. Michelle, can you take the vote, please?
Yes, Director Lowe,
No.
yes. Director Underhill
Yes.
and Director DeAndre.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay. And I'm sorry, Jackie, if you do have questions, maybe just type them into the chat if we get to a point where you have them, or stop your, raise your hand or something. So we'll go to the next contract renewal. For design mechanical. Okay. John, you want to give us a brief overview?
Yeah, so this contract service is in place. We do have a glycol snow melt system for the RTD pedestrian bridge over by Englewood Station. And the whole justification behind this dollar amount, it's a 20-year-old system. We had them out a few times this year for service calls, and it's just kind of at the point where we want to have the funds in place in the event that something goes, and not necessarily because it's going to. It's a 20-year-old system, and I just want to have that in place just in case we do get into some trouble with the system going down. Design mechanical has been very responsive, and recommending to continue our relationship with them for an additional 1 year period.
Any questions from the group about that? Looks like we're keeping the same dollar amount, and I think we didn't even, come close to that this year. John is expending much of that 30,000.
Yeah, we did have them for a few times to top off the glycol levels, And
Okay.
then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, before our current agreement expires, I wanted them to do another call before we get into the cold and wintry months. So
Mhm.
trying to keep on top of it, but this is, the dollar amount is in place just in case something catastrophic happens.
Okay. So with that, I'd make a motion to approve the contract renewal with Design Mechanical in the amount of $30,000. Is there a second?
Now I'm on mute. Yes, I'll second it, or Jackie can with thumbs up.
Okay, we'll take Jackie's second with her thumbs up. And Michelle, could you take the vote, please?
Director Lowe? Thumbs up. Director Underhill
Yes.
and Director DeAndre.
Yes.
All right, motion carries.
All right, thank you. And then the last contract renewal?
Okay, so this is for Mcbride Lighting Electrical. So they provide the on-call electrical services for all of the EVE property. They've been a key player this year, starting way back in January when we had some struggles with existing outlights, getting them ready for Christmas lights and things like that. So we had to do a pretty major overhaul. Right around $19,000-$20,000 beginning of the year. So this has proved, the dollar amount has proved to be pretty spot on as far as anything, and and related to vandalism and things like that. And this will also give us some opportunity to reconfigure some of the electrical outlets in and around the amphitheater, just to deter transients from utilizing the power and things like that, which we've struggled with this year. So yeah, recommending to award a contract for electrical services for one more additional year.
Sounds good. Any questions at all? All right. I'll make a motion to approve a contract extension with Mcbride Lighting for the upcoming year in the amount not to exceed $50,000.
I will second.
All right, second by Director Underhill. Any questions? All right, let's take the vote, please.
Okay, Director Lowe? Director Underhill
Yes.
and Director DeAndre.
Yes,
Okay, motion carries.
great, thank you.
And Maria, Jackie is unable to type in the chat box, but she
Oh.
was wondering if you have heard from the guild on the rent situation.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, so they did pay their November 1st rent payment again. So we're back on track with them paying. And Michelle told both Kevin and I that, so she informed us of that. So thank you, Michelle. Okay, and then we did have one, it was just more of a verbal update on EVE insurance. So typically we approve that towards the end of October each year. And as I've informed the other board members, we did struggle with getting insurance renewal this year from outside providers. So we were able to secure the directors and officers insurance and the pollution coverage as we have in the past. And so we'll be bringing those forward at the next meeting for formal approval. But then we had to go through CIRSA actually, because we couldn't find a private coverage for EVE. And so Kevin again was very helpful in working through CIRSA to get us that. And I talked to him yesterday and we are covered at this point by CIRSA. So I'll be bringing more of a formal package back at our next meeting and for the board to act upon. But right now we have all of our insurance in place and moving forward. All right. Is there any other topics that anybody wants to bring up?
No.
Okay. I know Michelle is working on the next meeting. She's been working with Dan Paremba on setting up another meeting. So you should probably see something. I think we were shooting for that first week in December, potentially. So,
Okay,
all right,
perfect.
with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 3:35 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.